The last Terran that is still in the competition is starting to the right side of the map in red. We have the TSL player. His ID is
TSL Polt.
Polt, Super Tournament champion, does very well overseas.
His opponent starting to left side, defeating 2 Terran players in the WCS career already with Hack and Alive. Now he's up against a third. He's starting for the Slayers team. His nickname is, of course,
Slayers, Miya.
Yeah. Great job so far this tournament, going all the way through the qualifiers for this and then getting all the way this far. And I have to say, this is going to be a pretty cool match. We have not seen a Terran versus Zerg in a while, in fact, in this tournament. Wow. A lot of fans here from all over the place, including
Hi
Sweden.
from Germany, look at that.
Germany. Looks like I think
yes, reinforcements have arrived.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, let's see what Polt wants to do here. Very likely he's going to do the build that I named after him, the Polt build, where you 1-Rax expand into double gas, Reactor Hellion, a few Hellions out, and then go into Cloak Banshees with a 3rd command center. This is very standard, especially on this map. Great map for play like that.
Also really important on this map, of course, if you're a little bit new to StarCraft 2 or just to this matchup on Antigua in general, is the 4th base. This is what usually everything just evolves around. The 4th in the middle of the map. It's hard for a Zerg player to get his 4th base because the distances between all the bases are huge. Terran player with good drop play can do a lot to take down these bases. And it's also one of the reasons why most Zerg players will actually not go for the Broodlord composition in the late game and rather prefer to play a very Zergling and Ultralisk heavy style backed up by Infestors, because just the reaction time is so much better. You can try to defend these bases, but in the end it comes down to who controls the center of the map, who has the Zalnaga Watchtower, and if the Terran player is able to establish himself on the high ground.
Yeah, the Watchtower is so crucial, and the creep can really be quite useful with that, because even if the Terran has the Watchtower, if you have the creep up there, you also have vision, you can see what's going on, so you force the Terran to use scans, and if you have the creep up there, it gives you, of course, the speed bonus as well. Now, Polt is going to sneak in here with the SCV. You will see the hatch timing, knows that it's a hatchery first, in fact, which is pretty common, especially on a map like this against Terran play, because even if a barracks is proxied, it is still possible to defend.
Yeah, if we have something like a pool first these days, it's usually combined with an early gas, and then the Zerg player is able to be very, very aggressive, has either the speed in the early game to help him with the Hellion harass, but on the other hand, he of course always has the option of going into some kind of roach Baneling attack, going for a very fast Baneling aggression, something that Miya might still do here, but he's starting with a normal opening, so Polt will not be confused by what Miya does. Yes, the Zerg has the early economy, and that's exactly what he wants here.
Yeah, he does. By the way, I love that Polt is actually looking around for his overlords to find. He's seen that Miya has not sent his overlords in very closely. Now he's actually going to hold the Watchtower and will even deny this first Ling for a second. And boom, takes it out right away, walking across that line of sight blocker. Polt has gone for the double gas follow-up, as usual.
He is doing exactly what you mentioned earlier. He starts with this 1 barracks into expansion, then takes the double gas so that he has gas available very soon and can start with his factory. On the other hand, we now have Miya already with double gas, and this is something that is not necessarily what you need to do on this map. A lot of Zerg players will decide to go for a gasless build and add additional queens. And with the gas that he's getting right now, he still has the option of starting with an aggressive build, of adding a Roach Warren and maybe a Baneling Nest to put on aggression. We'll find out in just a few seconds what exactly Miya has in mind here.
Yeah, that is exactly what you're going to see. I think it's entirely possible, man. This is a map where it's tough to play in the late game, and putting a pressure on like that early on is going to be something that Polt may struggle with. He's going for an engineering bay, in fact, very quickly here.
Yeah, very, very early engineering bay in this game. And the one reason, oh, look at this, we don't have the Roach Run, the Baneling Nest composition. No, he's going straight for the lair tech. This is actually pretty cool. This gives him a lot of options, something that we don't see all that often, but right now with an early lair, he can go for very fast infestors, can play a little bit safer against everything that could hit him in the mid game. And if Polt, for example, decides to go for a push with a +1 attack timing with this early engineering bay, then Miya might already be in position that he can use a couple of fungals with infestors if he decides to go for the infestation.
Yeah, this is exactly what we talked about earlier. He really likes to tech very soon. That's kind of his style. He likes to tech and then use the tech that he's made to expand. Polt only has 3 Marines out here, but he's really denied the creep. He's forced cancels multiple times on tumors. He also knows that there's no drone going to the 3rd. That's another thing he wanted to deny with those 3 Marines, and this is very critical. Now the first first Hellions are starting to pop out, so he can start to use those to control the map as well. And the Overlord is going to see everything because those Marines were out of position.
But he's not going to see enough. He's not going to see that there's actually a Hellion Marauder push being designed by Polt right now. The stim is already being built, but the second and the third barracks, they are still a mystery to Miya, and he does not know about the add-ons at the top right. Yeah. So at this point, he doesn't know exactly what's coming. He only knows one barracks, we have a tech lab, but that's not necessarily going to tell him a lot, especially because there is no upgrade on this specific tech lab.
Yes, that's the most important part, and I'm glad you mentioned that. Meanwhile, the Infestation Pit is going up as you predicted, and he's denying these tumors with nice target fire, but some of them still continue to go up. And you're right, he didn't see the stim research. It's on the wrong tech lab. He didn't see the other barracks, and as far as I know, he did not see the eBay either, so he's still a little bit in the dark. The Infestors, though, may allow him to hold this push.
Wow, look at this. He's getting the Baneling Nest. This is so important with the strategy. And his creep spread is essential for the defense that he needs to pull off later on. He's going to take his third base in just a few seconds, already sends a drone over, takes the third right now. Polt is just waiting, and here comes the Overseer, and he's going in, but the Marines are ready. Polt just with a great positioning of his anti-air units to deny the scouting.
Yeah, he's doing such a great job with that. I think Miya may be able to see what he wants to see. He's just not quite able to. And he's shown no Marauders either. That's the most interesting part here. Great control by Polt, and he's actually going to push the Overseer out. No scouting information from Miya. Still no idea about the extra barracks, the stim, the Marauders, nor the engineering bay. Great position here. But on the other hand, Miya is still doing everything he needs to do to defend this.
That creep spread is so important, and look how well he actually executes it. He's spreading creep into the middle of the map. The Baneling Nest is ready. Here come the Infestors. They are currently building, and Polt is now moving. He might just be there in time for the initial attack, but it's going to be so close. I think that Miya is ready here.
I think so too, man. Back at home, Polt is making turrets just in case of mutas, as the Overseer does show him that the tech is very early. 53 drones out now for Miya.
No lava.
Yeah, no larva at all, and the Queens really are not going to be that useful here. They're trying to buy a little bit of time for those Infestors to come out. He's only got 3 more popping out now. Give him a total of 6.
5 or 6 in total, that should be enough. Here come the Zerglings. Where are the Banelings though? He has 3, that is not going to be enough. He needs more Banelings here and also more Zerglings. Now the lava are ready, and he needs to get good fungals off. He waits a little bit, buying himself some time, and here we go. The fungals are good. The Banelings trying to connect with the Marines, but nice micro by Polt. The fungals are good, but it's just too much.
It's too much.
Killing the Infestors now.
He's pushing through, and the Hellions are going to get into the main base. Miya is in trouble. He's forced to pull the drones, but that's not what you want to do against Hellions. He's got no choice.
Oh my god, this is a massacre. He's actually taking down everything here. Korean barbecue at its best. Polt on the move, taking down drone after drone.
Drones falling here. The Hellions actually pushing through the Queen. Looks like it will fall. There's too much DPS on the Marauders. 1-1 upgrades finished for Miya, but it's a bit too late. Polt had +1. That really helped him out with the fight. And like you said, the fungal was good, but it was not on the Marines. And the Marines did the extra damage. The Marauders remained alive. And Miya, down at 65 supply, is desperately trying to rally these earlies off the hold. But I just think Polt has too much.
The Zerglings are not going to be the answer against this composition. Once again, he pulls his drones. They line up, and he burns every single one of them. The Marauders streaming in, the reinforcements, the Infestors, most of them already gone. And Miya is currently down to 36 harvesters against 52, and he is losing more by the second.
He's desperate here to hold. 22 Lings are about to pop out. A lot of these units on low hit points, but with the way that the Zerglings are rallied, most of them die as they spawn one by one. More Marauders, more Hellions rallying in here. Miya now half of the supply of Polt. GG!
TS